Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's webinar. Tonight it is week 2, part 2, and we are going to go over starting a new coach off right. Now it might not be the most exciting topic or anything like that, but I got to tell you this, it is so important for your business to pay attention tonight, to take notes, and to apply what we go over. Again, it's not super exciting. It's not like social media, which I love talking about. I probably will talk about on this webinar. But if you are missing this step, you are it's not benefiting you for one, and it's definitely not benefiting your new coaches. Okay, and the reason why I know this is because I am the one who made the mistake. My first year in the business, once I really started to get it and things started to click for me, I started adding a lot of coaches very quickly. And when I did that, I would just add a coach and then move on to the next and add another coach and move on to the next. There was no getting started right calls. There was no training. There's none of that. So I didn't know. I had no idea. I never had a getting started right call with my coach. And so I didn't know what to do. Okay. And then something magical happened in my business when I started saying, okay, all these other coaches are following this system on how to get a new coach started right. So I'm going to try it. And I started doing this in May 2010. And it's so crazy what happened in 2010. I ended the year as a 5-star diamond coach. But I went from, being one of Janelle's top producers and top recruiters, and even Beachbody was taking notice of how many people I was adding, but I was just a 1-star diamond coach. And after I started doing those things, I went very quickly to 5-star. So the people who I recruited in May, in June, in July, those were my leaders because I got them started off on the right foot. Did a GSR call with them, getting started right call with them, and put them through the system. Okay, now since then, of course, some things have changed and I updated things, obviously. So I'm going to give you my tips and system on how to get new coaches started off right, okay? And the other thing I wanted to mention before we get into this webinar is I want you to take this super seriously because, number one, this, in order to be a Scotty Hobbs, a Brandy Botts, a Meg Wazinski, a leader in this business, to earning that 6-figure income, to be a star diamond coach, in order to get to that level, you guys, you must be a great leader. Great leaders, they learn and practice how to develop leaders on their team, how to help other people reach their goals. Okay, so as you know, in the fitness end of this business, that's what our mission. We help other people live healthy and fulfilling lives. We help other people reach their goals. We help them, all these things, right? That's the same thing. I want you to think of it in the business aspect. You have a responsibility now. Once you get a new coach on your team, now you have a responsibility to get that person started off on the right foot. Look at Scotty Hobbs' story where he was able to quit his job, bring home his wife, and be present in his children's lives. You heard his story on week 1 about when his daughter got off the bus and he was crying. He broke into tears because he's present in the little tiny things that really matter to him. And he was able to do that because his coach got him started off right, and now he's paying it forward doing that for his team. And that's exactly what Brandy, Meg, and I are doing. We want our team, our coaches, the new people that we're meeting and bringing onto our team, we want you guys to be able to develop that life, whatever that is for you, whatever your goals are, whatever your dreams are, whatever your why is. That's what we want to do for you, and that's what you need to do as a leader for your new coaches. So in case you don't know who I am, I'm Mindy Wender, and I'm a 15-star diamond coach. I'm a 3-time elite coach. There's a bunch of other stuff, kind of boring, whatever. Anyways, basically, my team is awesome. because I got them started off right. No, I'm just kidding. But I know the slide looks so cluster and not put together well, but who cares? So there's me, and there's my beautiful children. They were my why. Well, Lily wasn't born yet, but the reason why, in case you don't know my story, I was working 40 to 50 hours a week. We were broke. We were stressed. My husband was laid off for 6 months when my son was first born. So we were on state aid. It was just a very stressful time in our lives. We fought pretty much every day. I was that nagging wife, like, get a job, are you getting a job? What the heck? Plus, on top of not having any money to even pay our bills, on top of all that, I absolutely hated dropping my son off at daycare to go to work because I felt like I just missed out on the first everything in his first year of life. So that was my driving force every single day. That was my why, is to quit my job so I could be present in their lives. So obviously, fast forward, after I was consistently working my business, after a year, I was earning over $1,000 a week. And a little after that, I quit my full-time job. And now I work doing what I love from home. So we get to go to Disney World. We're obsessed with Disney. And the other thing I wanted to mention about this slide is, as you see that lineup of gorgeous people, those are my leaders. I was blessed enough to put together a leaders retreat and take my leaders to Cabo for a 4-day leaders retreat, and it was amazing. We talk about the trip at least once a week. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is, think about I remember sitting as a new coach, maybe you're a new coach or a newer coach or working on your way up to Diamond, and I remember hearing another leader in the business, actually who was like training us. He was talking about this, about really putting in the work, trying to become a great leader through personal development, giving it your all to help your team hit their goals and dreams, putting their needs, wants, whys, goals and before your own. Because someday, putting in the work today and tomorrow and next month and next month and next month, someday you and your top coaches on your team are going to be laying on a beach talking about how you guys are working your businesses, talking about all the work that you guys have done and all the lives you have changed, and just soaking up all your success. And I'm a very visual person. So when he was saying this, I closed my eyes and I visualized that. And that's why just to this past year, be able to fulfill that just by helping my team succeed was amazing. So I just kind of wanted to share that with you, just in case that's something you may want to do in the future. And how you're going to do it is by adding people to your team, getting them started off right, and helping them hit their goals. Okay, so let's go over what we're going to cover tonight. So we're going to go over, obviously, how to get your coaches started off right. We're going to go over the new coach email that I send out and the call to actions that I give new coaches. I'm going to go over exactly how I run my GSR calls. GSR stands for Getting Started Right, just in case you're a newer coach and aren't aware of that. I'm going to give you the to-do list I send to my coaches. I'm going to tell you what I say and how I run my follow-up calls. We're going to go over helping your new coaches start a challenge group of their own, how to give recognition to those new coaches for achieving even the smallest thing, like their first sale or first month earning success club or whatever, giving recognition for them to tell them they're doing a good job, and how to keep that team motivated and excited. And most importantly, well, I shouldn't say most importantly, but very important, because you could waste a lot of time if you don't do this, about working with the willing, okay? So get them started right before they even get started. So don't just try to throw, okay, so you explain the business to somebody, don't just be like, okay, now you're on your own, here's my site, go. Don't just throw them in and then run. You need to help them, okay? Because that's what I was doing. I was adding coaches, here's my link, sign up, boom, on to the next. And those people were just, they were excited, and then they lost that excitedness-ish thing. You know that passion and that fire in your belly you have? Just think if like nobody was there to talk about it, nobody understood it, you didn't have anybody leading you or supporting you or being your mentor, of course that'll fizzle out. But if you have that one person that gets you, gets what you're doing, and is supportive of you, That's going to be your driving force. I remember because Janelle was the only person in my life who got it. Brad didn't get what, I mean, it's hard to understand how amazing this company is and how amazing this opportunity is until you start to see it. We, on this webinar, we get it. The people around us don't get it yet. Maybe they don't get it yet, but they will, because you're going to show them and prove it. But in the meantime, for those new coaches, you need to be that person who believes in them, okay? And so don't just sign them up and run. Direct them on what to do, on what they need to do to be successful. Tell them that you believe in them. Say you're so excited for them to join. You can't wait for them to get started. Help them sign up. Say, oh, so are you thinking about getting a challenge pack? Well, what are your goals fitness-wise? Because I can help you pick that out. Be there to support them and help them through that whole process, okay? Then let them know what to expect. Okay, sweet. So you're going to sign up Friday. I'm going to check back in with you Friday night. Make sure you got everything signed up. Shoot me a text or an email once you get signed up to make sure everything worked out good. And then I'll send you a welcome email, and we can set up a time where we can chat and get you started off right. That's basically what I say after somebody says, yes, I'm for sure joining. And then you welcome them to your team page on Facebook and give them a shout out. Okay, so I don't know if you have your own team page or you're a part of Scotty's or Meg's, Brandy's, or mine, but whatever, give them a shout out on Facebook, letting them know you're so excited to have them on the team, and then introduce them to the family and support system they have around you. Okay, for me, I'm very picky of who I team up with, just because I do things a certain, I mean, you know how that is. You do things a certain way and you want to work with people who you click with. So that's why I am I'm like over the top excited to be working with Scotty, Meg, and Brandy, of course. Brandy and I work together a lot. She's on my team and a good friend of mine, but we're all friends, but I really respect how they work their businesses, right? And what they have put together, and myself, what we have in our team pages and just in our team, we've created like a family. We've created that support system, that closeness. So make sure that you're showing your new coaches that and giving them that recognition and shout out and welcoming them to the team. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to turn on my light. Should I do that in the middle of this webinar? Okay, hang on. Oh, that's a little better. I didn't have my... Oh, I don't even look good. I shouldn't even be on. See why I don't do webinars on camera? You guys don't care. Just look at the slides and don't look at me. I might put a post-it over this. Okay, send them a new coach welcome email with call to actions, okay? So when you're sending the welcome email and the first to-do list, actually I'm going to share that with you in the next slide. And by the way, I have created an entire document that's going to go through welcome email, first to-do list, second to-do list, all that stuff is going to be done for you with all this stuff that we talk about tonight. And I'm going to put it on the Facebook page and on the team training site. So you guys will have access to this. So I do want you to take notes, but at the same time, don't try to like write down every single solitary word I say, because it's going to be available for you on the Facebook group. But okay, so I send the welcome email after they get signed up, and in the welcome email is their first to-do list. Second, okay, that's a new close. Okay, just told you about that. I attached the About Me form. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the About Me form, but I have an About Me form that Janelle Summers made and that we use in our team. And it basically is like the 7-day quick start guide that you guys have in your online office, but it just goes through like questionnaire about their why and their goals and all that kind of stuff, okay? So I'm going to put that in the Facebook group too. But that is really important because, for example, my GSR calls used to take anywhere from 45 to 60 or more minutes every time. But since I started doing the About Me form and I can learn their story, their whys, how much time they're going to put in, all this stuff, since I did that, I don't have to go over that on the phone. I do have to go over the why and goals, but I'll tell you how I do that in a second. But it just saves time. And I don't know why, but when somebody starts writing, they can write more, they express themselves better than they would on the phone. A lot of people do. And hey, if they're a phone person, they'll just tell you on the phone when you get them on the GSR. This just helps save time. I don't know. I think for me anyways, if I were to have a GSR, I never had one, but if I were, I would have been really shy sharing all the information with Janelle because I was so embarrassed to share my story even at the beginning, that I was broke and on state aid. I mean, I was so embarrassed at first. Then I realized that I had nothing to be embarrassed about, but so that really helps them maybe make them feel a little more comfortable. Then you set up a getting started right call within 48 hours, okay? Oh, side note, FYI, if you do not have a leader or a video training series or something of your own that you do, just to let you know, because I get asked this probably at least 5 times a week, if not more, if they can use my video training series. So I have created a 14-day new coach video training series where I walk you through step by step, or I should say walk new coaches through step by step how to get started with the business, and it's 14 days, okay? They're public for anyone to view, even if you're not part of Scotty, Meg, Brandy, or my team. They're for everybody, and it's at youtube.com/Mindy Wender. What I do is I ask my new coaches in the welcome email to start working on that. So that's just something else that you can use, a tool for you. So here's my welcome email. I'm going to go through it. Again, this is going to be available for you on the Facebook page. Okay, so this is basically what mine says. So I just wrote, hey, Mindy. But okay, so excited to have you on our team. I know you're going to do awesome. I just wanted to send you a quick message saying welcome to Team Go-Getters and that we're so happy for you to join our team. My main passion in this business is to help others see more for themselves and to reach their goals. So I'm ready to help, reach their goals. So I'm ready to help you do just that. Just know that anything is possible and anyone can be successful at this business. I am proof of that. So shoot for the stars. I attached a document called the About Me form that I would love for you to fill out and then send back to me so I can learn more about you and what you want to get out of this business. I would love to get you on the phone soon so we could go over your goals and create a plan of action for you. But first, fill out that About Me form, and after I receive it, I will send you an email with a few things to go over before we chat. Here are the few basic but important things that I want you to get started with as well. Number 1, join our Facebook group. Number 2, start the 14-day video training series. And side note on that is I actually have a link for them to subscribe to, just in case anyone's interested in creating their own, or you can even use this link. Again, it'll be on the Facebook page. But so with a new coach, I mean, I don't expect them to be learning all this stuff and then going to my YouTube channel and be accountable to go there every day. So I have them subscribe to this link, and then it automatically sends them 1 video a day. As long as they click that link and subscribe, they're going to get video 1, video 2, video 3, day to day to day for 14 days. Okay? Number 3, I explained to them what their website is to send people to because I did not know that. I remember asking Janelle, what's my website? Like, I have no clue. And this was 3 months in because I wasn't a rock star coach right off the bat. No, just not 3 months in, but pretty close. I just was not a rock star right off the bat. Then I go over that, and then I tell them about the team training website, teamgogetterstraining.com. You guys are more than welcome to use that as well. And then number 5, the Coach Training Academy. And I do ask them about that, like, hey, did you dig into the Coach Training Academy? How's that going? Whatever. And then I just say, okay, it's basically end the email, okay? And then I also give them my phone number to let them know that they can contact me about anything, anytime, shoot me a text. So with all that said, I just want to mention one thing. What was I going to mention? Oh, what I used to send to people was this big novel of a welcome email, and what I found is that the coaches weren't going through it, and it was overwhelming, and they were just like kind of deleting it or putting it off for later, and then later never came. So what I've done now is I do the welcome email with this short little to-do list, and then I get them on the phone, and then I send them a little bit more information, and then we do a follow-up call, and then I send them more information. So I break up the information into 3 sets, okay? Now, and then the 14-day video training series definitely goes over a lot of that. So now let's go over the Getting Started Right call. I get asked all the time about how I run my Getting Started Right calls. And I get that because I remember, I don't know, some of you guys don't know this about me, but I'm actually not, I don't know, I was a very, very shy person. And I think it was more just like my insecurities, my doubts. I would just like embarrassed to talk to people, okay? Just, I'm not like the one that likes to have all the attention on me. So even getting on and getting started right call, I was scared about. That's probably why it took me so long to start getting on the phone and getting my coaches to go through all this stuff. But it's a must. It is a must. Number one, it helps you to connect with that person. And just think, if you don't get on a GSR call, yeah, you read their goals and their whys, and that's great, and you're going to help them. But think if you heard them say it and you heard the passion in their voice telling you that they have to make this work in order to pay off debt, or they have to make this work in order to be home with their children, or they have to make this work for whatever reason. They have a sick kid at home. Whatever the reason is, think about hearing that over just reading somebody saying they want to work their business. So for me, it just helps me connect with that person, and it makes me want that for them even more. And so I will, I just feel more of a connection that way. So getting on the phone with these people gives them more of a connection with you, and same and vice versa. So first, what I do when I get them on the phone is I let them know how the call is going to go. I'd say, hey, how's it going? Thanks for taking time to get on the phone with me tonight. First thing I'm going to do is just let you know how the call will go. So what we're first going to do is we're going to go over, and you're going to explain to me what your why and goals are. I've already read your About Me form, but just since we've got each other on the phone, I want you to just explain to me business-wise your why and your goal. Then we're going to go over a little bit about what's possible, and then we'll create kind of like a little bit of a plan of action for you on steps you can do each day to keep your business moving forward. And then I'll go over a few other things. We'll see if you have any questions at the end. I'll answer those, and then we will finish up the call. Does that sound good? They say yes, and I get to it. So that's exactly what I do. I ask them their goals and their why. After doing that, some of them don't go into detail, but I have to know specifics. I have to know specifics about their whys and their goals. And the reason why is because if they tell me they want to earn $1,000 a week in 12 months and they plan on working 30 minutes a day, and I didn't even ask them how much they were going to work a day, how am I supposed to tell them, yes, that's possible and here's a plan of action? I physically can't. So I need to know what their goals are. And if they don't know how much they want to earn and stuff, I go into telling them what's possible and what I did, or what somebody else's success story and what they have done. And then I say, okay, now what do you think that you will do? And then they'll say, okay, well, I think I want to earn $1,000 a week, or by my 1-year anniversary. Okay, so if you want to do that, how many hours do you plan on working? They tell me that. And if they tell me 1 hour, I'm going to say you're probably not going to hit $1,000 a week in a year by working 1 hour a day. Working 3 hours a day, yes, but not 1 hour. So I kind of just go through that. So based on that, I set up a plan of action for them. And then we go over step number 1. Oh, before I go into the plan of action part, I do want to say, when I go, very, very, very important, you must let them know it's possible. You must paint the picture for them, the dream. So after you hear what their why is, what their goals are, then you can think, who do I know has a success story like that I could share? So for example, if I'm talking to a dude on the phone and they're like, well, I just really want to be present with my children. I want to be home with my kids, and I don't want to be working this job. I want to get out of debt. I'd be like, well, just so happens I have a good friend, Scotty Hobbs, and share Scotty Hobbs' success story. That's why it's very important for you as leaders, and I'm saying you as a leader, even if you have no coaches yet, because you're going to have coaches by the end of this training. Even if you have 2 coaches or 3, you're a leader because you have a responsibility now for those coaches. As a leader, you must get familiar with other people's success stories, okay? So go on your online office, go on YouTube, and watch other people's success stories. Let's just say, for example, that this person is a mom and they want to be at home with their kids and they're working full time and they're broke as a joke and all this stuff, of course, I'm going to say, well, that's where I was and this is what I did to achieve that. And then I actually spread it out. I'm like, after about 3 months of being consistently doing the Power Hour to-do list, working 3 hours a day or whatever, I go through that stuff and I say, this is what I did. And consistently over time, after 3 months, I started earning $100 to $200 a week. And after doing it for 5 months consistently, I started earning $500 more a week. And then at my 1 year mark, I was earning $1,000 a week. And it continues to grow from there. Like crazy, crazy. Doubles, triples every year, which is insane. So I let them know what's possible. Okay, so now they know what's possible. Now they're fired up. Plan of action time. I go over the Power Hour to-do list, which you guys know about. If you don't, look in the Facebook group, or I guess quickly, I'll just go over step number 1, add 2 to 5 people to your network every single day. And if you're a brand new coach, of course, reconnect counts. But I want you, even as a new coach, reconnecting and adding new people to your network, whether it's meeting people face-to-face or on social media. Number 2, return messages. Number 3, 2 shares a day. Side note on number 3, at least 3 to 5 of those shares need to be business related. So putting this business in front of 3 to 5 people every single week. So 2 shares a day, but at the end of the 7 days, you need to have at least 3 to 5 business presentations. Number 4, follow up. Number 5, track your progress. And number 6, invite 5 people to your challenge group, to your upcoming challenge group. Now, this person tells me that they're going to work 2 hours a day. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to tell them that they need to double that number. They need to be adding 4 to 10 people to their network every day. They need to be inviting 10 people to their challenge group every day. They need to be doing 10 business presentations every week. They need to be doing 4 shares a day. So it's still the same basic to-do list. Now they're just doubling it, tripling it, quadrupling it based on how many hours. So the Power Hour is 1 hour, but if you can do 2 hours, you double it, triple it, okay? So I just explained that and they're like, oh my gosh, seriously, that is so simple. Thank you for breaking that down for me. That makes total sense. And once they also hear that I'm upfront with them. Okay, 1 hour a week is great, but you're not gonna hit that $1,000 a week goal. More than likely it could happen, but I can't guarantee that. Okay, so if you want to spend more hours, you can hit that. Otherwise, no big deal. If you only have an hour, earning $1,000 a week might take you 2 to 3 years by doing 1 hour a day. But hello, that's a lot quicker than any other job you can find out there. So it's still a short period of time. So I definitely explain that. I'm upfront with them so they know what to expect. Okay, then I go over how to host a challenge. And just a little bit of information, because in the to-do list that I'll send them, I'll have more information on that. And then the last thing I go over is Success Club. Now, most of my coaches that I get on the phone know about a little bit about Success Club because they're watching my 14-day video training series. And I have like day 5 is about Success Club. So some of them know a little bit about it because they skipped ahead. But the ones who don't, I briefly explain it and then let them know to watch that video. It's going to break it down. But most importantly, what I go over is the importance of Success Club, why they need to hit Success Club. And then I say the benefits, obviously, it's like throwing money away if you don't, because you get those free Shakeology customers. I go over all that. And I just say my coaches who are in this business, who are seriously trying to help other people, and all that stuff, and they're seriously working this like a business, hit Success Club 5. The coaches who want to grow faster, hit Success Club 10. And I just put it out there like a non-negotiable, set the bar high, make it the new norm. Okay, so that's what you need to do. Make it the norm for your new coaches. That will benefit them. And then I also just end the call letting them know you are paid based upon the amount of people you help. So the more people you can meet every day, the more people you can talk to, the more people you invite to your challenge, all these things. The more people you help, you will be rewarded for that. So you will increase your business and increase your income. So I let them know that at the end of the call. My second to-do list, what I go over is I send them a training on social media, which I can provide for you, but also just FYI, and like next week or the week after, I don't remember whichever, we're going to have social media trainings in this Star Diamond in 60 days. So what you can do is take that recording after we do it, and that could be what you send to your new coaches, is that training. And I send them the Power Hour to-do list. I plug them into our team training website. I send them a how to host a challenge guide. I have a full guide that goes over how to promote it, the 5-step invite, setting up a Facebook group, what to post about daily. I mean, I got it all in one document, and I send them that, which I'm going to share with you on the Facebook group and on the team training site. I tell them who to follow, the top coaches, example of how to announce your business on Facebook and social media. I have examples I wrote up, and tell them to use it or don't use it, customize it, or whatever. And then different challenge options. On the follow-up call, so I try to do the follow-up call within 7 days of our last call, okay? And I let them know, I'm going to send you a to-do list when we get off the call on the GSR. I'm going to send you a to-do list. After you complete it, let me know, and we can set up a follow-up call. I would like to set it up within the next 7 days. So do you think that you can get all that stuff done? You know, it's like a thing, 5, 6 things. Do you think that you could get that done in the next week? They say yes. I say, sweet. Then why don't you just contact me after you finish that list, and we'll set up our call. Right when I hang up, here's a note. This is just in my brain, side note, going off the script here. But I take my phone, in my calendar, I will put an alert. 7 days from my GSR call, contact new coach and ask them where they're at. You know, just check in with them. Because sometimes you don't hear back from that coach. You're like, what the heck? Did they not finish the to-do list? Whatever, but just know this. You are going to become a recruiting superstar. You're going to have a growing team, tons of people. You're going to be busy. So you have to stay organized. And why try to remember everything when you have a smartphone? Put it in your phone, set an alert for yourself so you do not forget. Okay, you have to do that, because what's going to happen is you're going to be dropping the ball left and right if you're not writing it down and setting alerts for yourself. Okay, so what I go over on the follow-up call, let's just say perfect world, they finish their to-do list, and now we're on our follow-up call after 7 days. I go over a few social media things and ask them if they have questions after watching the webinar. I ask them if they have scheduled their first challenge group yet, and if not, I help them get that started. I'm really adamant. I'm like, okay, let's get out our calendars right now. And I give them 2 to 3 weeks to promote it and find people. And I say, okay, so does this date work for you? Do you think that you should schedule it for this day? Let's put that on the calendar. Okay, so I do that, help them set up their new challenge, and make sure they know about success starters. So I make sure as a new coach they need to know about this, because they can earn a free ticket to Summit just by growing their business and setting these Success Club goals. So we already talked about Success Club. They know what that is. So now on the follow-up call, we go over success starters. I ask them and then the last thing I do is and these calls usually take 20 minutes. The follow-up call is like quick call. I let them know I only got 20 minutes, and we try to keep it very short and to the point and answer their questions. But then I say, are you interested in joining my Coach Basics group? Some of my coaches are already in my group by this time, but if they aren't, I ask them and I invite them to my internship, Coach Basics, whatever you want to call it. Now, what I go over when I help them set up their challenge. Okay, I ask them, which challenge are you going to host? Are you going to do a 7-day Shakeology challenge, or are you going to just do a regular challenge group? And they let me know, and then I lead them in the right direction that they want to go. I add them, another thing you could do is add them to your challenge for them to learn. And then you could say, okay, and there's going to be a whole training in this series on how to host a challenge group and all that stuff. But just briefly, I tell them, you can join my challenge group and you can invite 2 people, as long as you find 2 people, and I'll be the host of the challenge, and you can see how I run it. So I let them know about that. I make things very simple, basic, and easy. The number one thing before you start a new coach, if you're thinking, okay, I'm a little nervous, I don't know what to do, as long as you can simplify everything, you are a-okay. Okay? I have a system to keep it simple, basic, and easy to follow. After I get off the phone, I usually tend to give them a to-do list and recap. Okay, so what we went over today is your why, your Power Hour to-do list, your success. I mean, I literally just am a to-do list freak. So I like to keep it very simple and basic for them, especially because I know I'd be taking notes on the GSR, so I hope they would be too. So I just like to make the notes nice, clean, fresh, 1, 2, 3. And then I provide them with the challenge guide, as I already told you. And if you have a fit club, of course, invite them to your fit club. Now, next thing that we're going to go over, we're almost done here, is I give encouragement and support. You do not understand what recognition can do for somebody. Again, you may be the only person in their life that is supporting them. You may be the only person in their life that believes in them. So by you giving them the words of affirmation and telling them good job, or welcoming your new coaches, or giving them a shout out for making their first sale, doing those things go a long way. Okay, I know it did for me. I had nobody in my community, nobody in my family, my husband, nobody understood what I was doing, so of course they weren't supportive. They were just kind of like, yeah, okay. And to give them like a break a little bit, I was just not I'm not organized. I'm not a business owner. I never was into fitness. I mean, I get, they probably thought I was just gonna it was just like the flavor of the week type thing, because that's just how I was. But I was adamant on proving them wrong, which I did. So they might have everyone against them right now and no one supporting them. So you please, whatever you do for your new coaches, believe in them. I remember Janelle always, every time I had a doubt, concern, anything like that, I'd go to Janelle and she was so kind. She'd be like, dude, I'm the shyest person on earth. If I can do this, you can definitely do this. And she would ask me to speak on a call when I did something good, like when Emerald. She asked me to speak on a call. I was just like, oh my gosh, so scared to death. But it was moving me outside my comfort zone, knowing that she had my back and she believed in me, that pushed me forward in my business. So all of the things I just said, that is what you need to do as a leader for your new coach. So I have a couple examples here, like a shout out I did for one of my new coaches, Christine, for earning success starters for her first month and all that stuff. But stay in contact with your team daily, whether it's through, if you have a smaller team. I miss that when I love my big team, don't get me wrong, but I used to seriously have all my coaches in my little tiny text messaging group, and we'd text message as a group. Now I can't do that, but you could do that. If you have just a few coaches on your team, shoot them text, keep in contact with them, have a Facebook group, whatever, okay? Share other success stories with your team and new coaches. So just by me sharing my new coach who earned success starters in her first month, that may inspire all my other new coaches. So share what others are doing, and giving recognition will inspire other coaches. So share success stories. Recognition is huge. Doing this on your team Facebook page is important. Check back after 3 to 4 weeks. So after you get off that follow-up call, make sure you put an alert in your phone to check back with them after a few weeks to make sure they're still on track, they're still motivated, they got that momentum, and they're still going strong. So how to keep your team motivated and excited. So what me and Janelle Summers did, which was so perfect, is when you have a smaller team especially. So it's basically what we did was a Coach Basics group, but it was before Coach Basics groups came out and before Facebook groups came out. So what happened for me and why my business took off is that I was just making up excuses. I wasn't doing the things consistently. I wasn't, I had no accountability, basically. I had no accountability. And Janelle asked me to be on her fast track team where we would do the basic things, the Power Hour to-do list every single day and track it. And then we'd get on the phone on Sunday night and report live on a call. So she would take roll call, and then we'd go through our progress, sharing how many people we put the business in front of and their first names, how many people we added to our network, so on and so forth. And that was major accountability. Now, when I was a new coach, I had 4 coaches on my call, maybe 3. I can't remember. Angie Amador was one of them, So anyways, I had a couple coaches on this call, and we would present, and I would do it with them, and we would present our progress. Hey, buddy, hang on 1 second. Can you go by Daddy for real quick? Because I'm recording a webinar. Okay, I'm recording a webinar. I'll come tuck you in real quick. Okay, buddy? Love you. Sorry about that, guys. So anyways, I only had 4 people on that call, but I still did it. Now, hello, there's Coach Basics groups, and there's Zoom calls, and there's Google Hangout. So you could do it video style, which is cool. So anyways, in a couple weeks, I'll be hosting a webinar, a training webinar in this series, talking about how to run a successful Coach Basics group and how to run an internship, which is basically the same thing. So that is a great way to keep your team motivated and excited, to keep them on track, to keep them accountable, to give recognition each week. I remember Janelle just saying one word, wow, that was amazing. Mindy, you had a great week. That was my driving force for the next week, knowing, hey, that I did good. That was good. In Janelle Summers' eyes, that was good. I can do better than that. I know I can do better than that. And so I would always just try to up what I did every week. And that's what you're going to be doing for your new coaches. Host team challenges and give rewards. So for example, I would say to my coaches, like, the next 2 people who go Emerald gets blank, like $25 gift card to Starbucks or whatever, or even just like a shout out on Facebook, whatever. And it would be like, get them motivated and excited to hit a goal. So you do stuff like that, and then brainstorm as a team. Talk to your team. Ask them what would benefit them, what would make them better, what would be fun, what would be the next fun challenge, or whatever, and just ask them for information. I do that all the time. Obviously, Brandy Botts is hosting this webinar with me. I asked Jackie, Amanda Arnwine, Angie, Brittany, Andrea Crowder, Jillian. I asked all these coaches, for tips to help me be a better leader. And they're always open to give me great feedback. And that's what a team is about. So some additional tips for you guys: work with the willing. I spend so much time dragging people. See this picture? That was me. I was like, no. Look at how awesome this is. Look at how much I made this week. I'm going to quit my job and I can help you do that too. And they would be like, you're a psycho. So listen, guys, you can find out what people's why and goals are. Great. And then when they're pulling away and you feel like just dragging them, all you can do is remind them of why they started doing this. Remind them of how passionate they were when they started. Remind them what they said they were going to do and why they wanted to do this. And that's all you can do. You can't drag them. You can't do it for them. Move on next. Tell them, obviously be there to support them and be a friend to them and all those things, right? But you can't drag them along. Wait for the timing to be right for them, and they will come at their own time, or they might not, and then it's their loss. Maybe it wasn't meant to be. But you can't drag people. The secret is, in this, you got to think of this, okay? I'm a 15-star diamond coach. I probably have like a little over 25 to 30 diamonds on my team, okay? I have hundreds of coaches, and I have 25 to 30 diamonds, okay? I have hundreds of coaches. So only a small percent of your coaches are going to be your top coaches, okay? So you need to be consistently, and I tell my coaches this, my leaders know, consistently need to be adding 2 to 5 coaches or more if you want to grow faster, of course. 2 to 5 coaches every single month. You have to be consistently adding to your team. When you get to diamond and I know all of you listening to this webinar right now, your goal is to be diamond or star diamond. I know you can do it. I'm 100% positive that you can do it, but we're only going to work with the willing. It's up to you to do that, okay? But only a small percent of you are going to do that, okay? A small percent, but all of you have the ability to do that. All of you have the ability to hit that goal. You just need to show your coaches by being a great leader, leading by example, helping them along their journey. Show them that you want them to succeed, believe in them, all that stuff. Show them the way, but you can't do it for them. But you have to be consistently adding new players to your team consistently every single month, okay? You have to, because only a small percentage are actually going to be your top coaches. So recognition time. Hello. Look at all the new emeralds. That is so exciting. Yes, the webinar's almost done. I'm sorry I'm going a little over tonight. But so congratulations to all the new emeralds on the team. There is so many of you guys. Congratulations. Make sure you look at this slide right here. Do you see anybody that you know that's maybe you've been talking to or communicating in the Facebook group with? Give them a shout out. I'm so proud of all you guys. I hope that we see even more next week. That'll be awesome. Can you believe that we're only on week 2 and this is how many new emeralds have busted out of 1,000 people? It's insane. And congratulations to our new diamond coaches and our new ruby coaches. So definitely reach out to these people and congratulate them. This is awesome. And I think, oh, wait, there was one other thing that I wanted to mention. Oh, right here, this Derek dude, he's Emerald, right? But he recruited 8 coaches in his first week as a coach. So basically, no excuses, right? That's awesome. Congratulations, Derek. So congratulations to the new diamonds and the new rubies as well. And here's your reminders and to-dos for moving forward. You guys know the drill. Join our Facebook group if you haven't yet. It's tinyurl.com/60-day training. Get on the email list. So every week we will email you these webinars and other updates and recognition and all that stuff. tinyurl.com/60-day email. And then send your rank advancements. So if you go, and only if you go diamond or above is when you send your rank advancements. So send them to 60daytraining@gmail.com. And by the way, it's the number 60 for those of you who are listening to the recorded call. Yes, these are recorded. Get the recordings at our team training site or on the Facebook group. And every single week, I will post information, usually on Monday, about the weekly business opportunity webinar. Now, Scotty or Meg might have their own, maybe even Brandy has her own, whatever, but I have my leaders, my diamond coaches, hosting business opportunity webinars or calls every Tuesday, and it's at 8 or 8:30. So I usually post the information for that in the Star Diamond Facebook group or in your team page as well. Your leaders might post their information there. So thank you guys for watching. I want you to stay focused. Stay focused. It's so easy to lose focus when, you got to get on these webinars and then you got to, do all these other things and apply all this stuff. But trust me, you've got to be disciplined and focused and stick to this because I can't even tell you how important this is for your business and what a difference it will make a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever. I mean, the possibilities are endless. You could be an elite coach. You could be a 5-star diamond, a 10-star diamond, a 15-star diamond in the next couple years. You could be earning a 6-figure, 7-figure income. You could be, most importantly, whatever that why is in your heart, that little fire in your belly that drives you every single day, keep that in front of you. Like I had a picture of my son with my husband holding my son, sitting next to my computer, pretty much plastered in my face. So whenever a doubt, an insecurity, an excuse, whatever crept up, I was like, no way. They're more important than this doubt. They're more important than my insecurities inside. They're more important than me being tired. And like Scotty said, you're going to have to make some sacrifices, get organized, use your time management skills that you learned, but it's worth it. And I know Meg went over building relationships and stuff, and just apply what we're all talking about, because we want this for you so badly, because we know what it has done for each one of us. Okay? So thanks again for watching. I will talk to you guys all in the Facebook group, and have a great night.